Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to look at an interesting puzzle which I came across very recently. So, we can discuss about this puzzle, and at the end of the video, you can find it very interesting. What is the puzzle? We are having 8 wooden balls. Out of these 8 wooden balls, one of the wooden ball is weighing higher. We need to find out which wooden ball is weighing higher and what is the maximum number of iterations which we can take using this weighing balance to identify which wooden ball is weighing higher. I hope you got the puzzle. So you take your time, please pause the video for some time, arrive to the result, and then start the video to discuss about the ideal solution for the given puzzle. Let's first think about a normal thinking solution which everybody used to do. So what we can do, we know we are having 8 number of balls. We can divide it by 2, so we will be having 4. We put 4 balls on each side of the weighing balance, similar to the one which is shown in the video. So I can put 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left side and 5, 6, 7, 8 on the right side. This will yield me 2 possible outcomes. Either the left side goes down. In this case, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, there is one possible suspect which is going to weigh higher. The another case, the right side goes down. In this case, out of 5, 6, 7, 8, one of the balls is going to weigh higher. So as the result of the first iteration, we will be having 4 possible suspects. Then we go ahead with the second iteration. In the second iteration, we can divide the existing 4 suspects. So in this case, I am taking this example: 1, 2 and 3, 4 on the either sides of the weighing balance. So this will again yield us to 2 possible outcome. It is going to be either the left side or on the right side. If it goes down on the left side, 1 and 2 are the possible suspects, and if it goes on the right side, 3 and 4 are the possible suspects. So what we can do, the same second iteration can be done based on the 5, 6, 7, 8 as well. So we are going to take the balls on which side the weighing balance is going down on the first iteration. So the same is repeated for 5, 6, 7, 8 as well based on the scenario. So at the end of the second iteration, we will be having 2 possible suspects. So what we will do, we are going ahead with the third iteration, where we will put those 2 possible suspects on both the sides of the weighing balance. This will yield us to either one of the results. Whatever the side which goes down, we can understand that ball is weighing heavier. So this is a typical normal thinking approach which requires minimum of 3 iterations to identify the wooden ball which is weighing higher. There is another possible solution which is the ideal solution for the given question, which will involve only 2 iterations. Please pause the video and think through that solution and identify whether you are able to get the solution in 2 iterations. I am taking you through the 2 iteration principle, which will provide you the exact answer of whatever we did using the 3 iterations. So first, on the first iteration, instead of taking 4 balls, we can take 3 balls on each side. So instead of taking all the 8 balls, we are keeping aside 7 and 8th ball. So 1, 2, 3 on one side and 4, 5, 6 on the other side. This will result in 3 possible outcomes. Either the balance will weigh the same. In this case, the suspect is going to be either 7 or 8. Or it will go on left side. In this case, our suspect is going to be 1, 2 or 3. And if it goes on the right side, our suspect is going to be 4, 5, 6. So as the possible outcome of the first iteration, we will end up with 3 possible cases. Now let us take each and every case and go to the second iteration. In the second iteration, if I am falling under the same balance, it's like the 7 and 8 suspect, I can simply weigh that. Say I can take the 7 out of this and I can take one good ball from either of these 6 balls. So for example, I am taking 1. So I put 1 on the left side and I put 7 on the right side. So there are two possible outcomes which can happen. The balance will weigh the same. In that case, our possible suspect is going to be the 8th ball, and if it goes down on the right side, in that case the possible suspect is going to be the 7th one. So this case is completed by doing the second iteration. Now let's take the second scenario where we need to identify either 1 or 2 or 3 is going to weigh higher. In this case, I am taking 2 balls out of this existing 3 balls and I am placing it on the weighing balance. What are all the 3 possible outcomes it will provide? Either it will balance the same. In this case, if it going to balance the same, I can understand that the 3rd ball is going to be weighing higher for me, or else it will goes down on the left side. In that case, the first ball is going to be weighing higher, or it goes down on the right side, the second ball is going to weigh higher. And now I am taking the case 3 where we will be doing the same sort of the iteration using the same stuff. Say I can put 4th ball on left side and 5th ball on right side. This will again lead me to 3 possible outcomes. If the balance weighs the same, then 6th one is the possible suspect. If it goes down on left side, 4th one is possible suspect, and if it goes down on the right side, 5th one is the possible suspect. So typical outcome, we are taking 8 balls, we are completing all the 8 outcomes. So with using the 2 iterations itself, we can identify which ball is weighing higher. Now comes the second challenge. We are going to have the same puzzle. We are going to have same 8 wooden balls. We are going to have same weighing balance. But now the question is, in the previous question we saw one of the wooden ball is weighing heavier. But in this case, any one of the wooden ball, there is one wooden ball which is the defective one. It may be heavier or it may be lighter. We need to come up with the answer that which ball is the possible suspect, whether it is weighing heavier or it is weighing lighter. Think through this question and come up with the minimal number of iterations which is required to come up with the answer for this question. Please pause the video for some time, think through that and come back to the video. Now we are going to discuss about the solution for this puzzle. Here we need minimum of 3 iterations to get the possible suspect. We are having 16 outcome suspects. Why? Because each ball can be lighter or it can be heavier. So 8 balls, so into 2 it will lead us to 16 possible outcomes. We are going to discuss about each and every outcome. Let's think through the solution. First iteration. On the first iteration, I will be placing 1, 2, 3 on the left side and 4, 5, 6 on the right side. I am leaving 7 and 8 balls as it is. Similar to the one which we did in the previous example, previous puzzle, we are taking the same number of balls here. This will lead me to 3 possible outcomes. Either the balance will weigh the same, or else the balance will weigh to the left side, or the balance will go to the right side. In this case, this option I am taking it as a case 1, and the second one I am taking it as case 2, and third one I am taking it as case 3. Let us deep dive into each of the every cases and the possible next iterations to understand it in a better way. But one thing to note, in the case of case 2 and case 3, we can have something. In this case, if it goes down to the left side, 1, 2, 3 can be marked as heavy balls. It's like there are possible suspect that this may be heavier, or else the 4, 5, 6 can be lighter. Any one of the ball in this group can be heavier, or any one of the ball in this group can be lighter. Same thing applies here as well. If it goes down on the right side, one of the ball on the right side can be heavier and one of the ball on the left side can be lighter. We can think through these cases, case 2 and case 3 subsequently. First let us take the case 1. In this case we identified my suspect is going to be either 7 or 8. Now what can I do as the part of the second iteration? I can take one good ball. We know as the resultant of this outcome, we know either of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all are good cases for me. So I can take one of the ball from here and I can take one ball. In this case it is going to be 7. I put 1 on the left side and 7 on the right side. So there are 3 possible outcomes which will happen. First thing what it happens, either it may weigh on the same balance. In that case we know 8th one is going to be the faultier one, but we don't know whether it is heavier or lighter. That is the challenge here. So if it goes down on the left side, then we can say that 7th one is going to be lighter, since because we already know out of 7 and 8 1 is going to be the defective one. In this case the 7th one is going to be defective one and it is a lighter stuff. But if it goes on the right side, then we can conclude that 7th one is going to be heavier suspect. Now to understand if we are falling on this scenario, the balance lies in the same place, then we need to know whether the 8th one is heavier or lighter. In order to do so, we must have to go ahead with the third iteration. In the third iteration, we will take the same good ball on the left side 1 and the defective ball of 8 on the right side. This will lead us to 2 possible outcomes, like the 8 may be lighter or the 8 may be heavier. Whatever the possible outcome, using the third iteration we can conclude what is the defective one. Either the 7 or 8 is going to be the defective one as the possible third iteration. Now we completed the case 1. Now let's move towards the case 2 and dive deep into it. So case 2, as the result of first iteration, we are in this position. We know 1, 2, 3 are heavier or 4, 5, 6 is lighter. For the second iteration, let me take 1, 2, 3. I will take all the balls in the same group. Say for example, we can do it in either ways. I am taking the heavier group, which I am taking 1, 2, 3 along with a good possible contestant. Why? Because since this happened, we know 7 and 8 are good balls. 7 and 8 are the ideal ones which are not defective. So I am taking the 7th one and I am placing the things like 1 and 2 on the left side and 3 and 7 on the right side. This will lead me to 3 possible outcomes. One is like this balance may weigh the same. In that case, we understand 4, 5, 6 are going to be my possible suspect. There is an option. Why? Because in this case we don't know which one is heavier or lighter. So if the balance weighs the same, we know that 4, 5, 6 are the possible suspects. So we can simply leave out 1, 2, 3 as the part of this. But in this case there are 2 other possible outcomes as well. The balance can weigh down on the left side. In that case we already know all are possible heavier suspects. 1 and 2 can be the possible heavier suspect as the outcome. If it goes down on the right side, we can simply say 3 is the heavier suspect. Why? Because 1, 2, 3 all are part of the heavier group. So if it goes down on the right side, as 7 is already a good one, in this case we can conclude 3 is going to be my heavier suspect. Now let's take this iteration as the part of the third iteration and understand that. In the third iteration, let me take the first scenario where we need to identify which one is the suspect out of the 4, 5, 6. We know 4, 5, 6, 1 is the lighter one. So what we can do, we can take either 2 balls from this group, either 4 or 5 or 4 or 6 or 5 and 6, we can put it on the weighing balance. This will lead me to 3 possible outcomes. First, this may weigh same. In that case, we know 6 is going to be the lighter ball. 6 is the one which will be weighing lighter. If it goes down on the left side, then we can conclude that the 5 is the lighter one. Why? Because the 4 is going to be the normal in this case, and then the 5 all are the lighter suspects. All the balls which we are dealing here are the lighter suspects. So if the 5 goes up, then the 5 will be the lighter. If the left side goes down, or sorry, if the right side goes down, then what we can say, 4 will be the lighter suspect. So we are dealing with the lighter suspect on this iteration. So as the end of the third iteration, iteration, we can conclude that either of 4, 5, 6 is going to be the lighter. Now let me take the second scenario in the previous case, where what I can do, I can take one of the ball from this group and I will take one of the good balls. This will lead me to two possible suspects. It will weigh the same. If it weighs the same, then I can conclude 2 is heavier. Why? Because we already declared these are part of the heavier group, so 2 will weigh heavier. And what it happens if it goes down on the left side, then we can conclude that 1 is going to be heavier. So as the part of this iteration, we can conclude either of 1 and 2 which is going to be heavier. So this is the possible scenario for case 2. Let us discuss case 3. Case 3 is same like case 2, whatever we had discussed. At the end of the first iteration in case 3, we are having a similar size set of 2 suspects. One is the group of 3 balls which falls on the lighter category, and another one is the group of 3 balls on the heavier category. So for a change, I am taking the lighter category here. Either ways, we can take either heavier or lighter. So what I can do, I can take 1, 2, 3 and then 7. 7 is going to be the same good case in this scenario. If I weigh this, I will end up with 3 possible scenarios. One is like it will balance. If it balance, none of this in this suspect is going to be the faultier one. So our faultier suspect is going to be in 4, 5, 6. That is part of the heavier group. If it goes down to left side, then I can simply conclude that 3 is going to be my suspect. It is going to be the lighter one. If it goes down on the righter side, then I need to understand either one or two is the part of the lighter suspect, which we need to go through the third iteration. Now as the part of the third iteration, I am taking the first scenario where 4, 5, 6 are the possible suspects. I can take 2 balls out of this and I will put it in the balance. This will lead me to 3 possible scenarios. If it weighs the same, then 6 is going to be my heavier suspect, as we already declared 4, 5, 6 are the heavier group. And if it goes down on the left side, then I can conclude that 4 is going to be my heavier, and if it goes down on the right side, 5 is going to be heavier. Let us take the second one. Here in this case, we are going to take the 1 and 2, either of 1 and 2. Here I am taking the 1 and I am putting it on the left side, and I am taking the good ball which is going to be the 7 on the right side. This will again yield me to 2 iterations, 2 possible outcomes where the balance can weigh the same. In this case, if it weighs the same, I can conclude that second ball is the lighter one. Or else case, what it happens, it will goes down on the right side, then I can conclude that first ball is the lighter one. So using these set of different scenarios with 3 set of iterations, we can conclude that which ball is the defective one and it is weighing heavier or lighter. I hope this video has been interesting for you and you think through different set of solutions for the given puzzle. If you like the video, please do share, subscribe and comment on my channel, and you can comment about other solutions as well as the part of this discussion. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.